Hey, my name is Sophie from Sophisticated Organization. If you're new here, I am organizing obsessed and love to share different ideas for how you can get more organized, as well as some product recommendations. And a while back, I shared a video of organizing tips and ideas that you've probably never heard of. And then I did a part 2 to that video, and it's probably been over 2 years since I did a part 2, and I figured you guys loved both of those videos so much. They're some of my best performing videos on my channel. I should make a part 3. I have lots more tips and tricks, product ideas, and recommendations to share with you, so let's do 10 more and jump right into the video. I don't know about you, but I have dealt with the frustration of trying to find drawer organizers that fit perfectly in a drawer and just never found that perfect fit with all the little pieces playing this game of Tetris. Your solution is expandable drawer organizers. So drawer organizers like this that expand, especially in both directions, you can really get them to give you the best customized fit and fit your drawer and take advantage of all of the space that you have. I have some pacifiers in here in my laundry room. I keep some bottle stuff and extra baby items. So I use that in a drawer here, but I use it all over the house, use that technique all over the house. I use it in my son's dresser. I fold all of his clothing file fold style and use expandable drawer dividers to take advantage of that space as well, because I couldn't find drawer organizers that fit absolutely perfectly. But it's just an easy idea. There are so many different expandable organizers out there. I'll link this one, the one for my son's room, and a few other favorites that can be pretty versatile in the description box, along with a bunch of other products and things that I mentioned throughout the rest of the video. So make sure to check that description box. Another very basic tip here, or might seem like it's pretty basic, is to use trays or bowls to kind of corral the clutter. I have a little tray here that I keep my perfume on. It keeps things nice and neat and tidy and collected. It seems really simple, but if you don't have something like that to keep all of your items together, it's gonna look a lot less tidy and much more cluttered and really distract your eye. It helps to visually bring all of those items together and almost tricks your mind into thinking it's one thing when it's not. I do the same in my bathtub area. I put everything in a tray. That's more of a functional purpose. So sometimes you might want to use a tray for a functional purpose, like if there's water, condensation, moisture, things are drippy or sticky or whatever it might be, to protect your space. There's that, but there's also the beauty and reducing the visual clutter that other trays and bowls can provide as well. Okay, if you're looking at this cabinet, you're probably thinking this is very specific to the phase of life that I personally am in, which is true. I have some bins that are labeled for postpartum care, ovulation tests, pregnancy tests, feminine care, all of that stuff. And I got a suggestion from one of my subscribers when I was very pregnant with my first and had just moved into this house, was organizing this space, and said I felt like it was silly that I was labeling bins that say postpartum care. And somebody suggested, why don't you label the other side of the bin and have it be able to flip around, and you can use that bin and keep the labels as you're going from stage to stage and flipping and flopping back and forth with having multiple kids. So that concept might seem, again, very niche to me and the phase of life that I'm going through, but it can really be applicable in so many different ways that you can have bins that are labeled as different things. So let's say, for example, I'm just coming up with this off the top of my head. If you like to set out your clothing in advance, have you ever seen those things where they have an organizer that has like Monday through Sunday and you put your clothing and your shoes with it? Sometimes people do it for their kids. You could have less bins or less organizers and just have it say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then when you flip it over, it says Thursday, Friday, and then like a Saturday/Sunday. So just thinking creatively to have your bins and organizers be multifunctional and go with those different phases that you're going through, whether it's phases of life like pregnancy and postpartum, or daily and weekly phases that might be switching. You could have an inbox and outbox that switches both ways or anything like that. Again, just kind of a fun idea that one of my subscribers gave me that I really enjoyed. The concept of adding storage where you don't have it is one that is often overlooked. A lot of times people will say, you know, I love my desk, it's so beautiful, but I don't have any drawers, so I don't have anywhere to store my office supplies or my pens, or in my bathroom, I have cabinets and I wish I had some drawers. That's just an opportunity to create some organizing solutions and bring in some products that are going to give you those drawers or give you whatever you feel like you're lacking in your space. This cabinet is such a great example of that because I have so many different ways I'm using that idea. You know, I have a big gaping area, so I added Lazy Susans for taller items. I have a bunch of knick-knacky makeup items, so I added these acrylic drawers because I wanted to have drawers. Again, I wanted to be able to easily access things, so I used bins that almost act as drawers that I can pull out and grab any medications I need. Again, I do the same thing in my office. I do the same thing under my bathroom sink. That's one of my best examples of adding storage where I don't have storage. The under sink area of bathrooms and in your kitchen are just vapid open holes. Add drawers, add storage organization solutions, and you will be able to take advantage of your space so much more. I find this one so funny because I think in my part 2 video, I shared this exact space and showed you a great solution for storing some cutting boards and cookie trays and cookie sheets, cupcake pans, all of that stuff. But I have made an upgrade and no longer use that solution. I still think it is an excellent one, especially if you're in a temporary space that you're renting, like an apartment. But my advice here, and an organizing idea you might not have considered, is to just make the upgrade. Sometimes you don't have to find the temporary solution and you can actually make modifications to your home. They might not increase the value necessarily, but they're going to increase the value for you and your functionality of your home. And the investment doesn't always have to be a huge investment. So you could make the change and build the custom closet. By all means, if that's in your budget, go for it. And you're gonna solve a lot of organizing problems by creating a custom organization space like a closet. But even think on a smaller scale. I was so annoyed by all of these cookie sheets in this giant cabinet that I had. I found a cabinet company that just cut a few sheets. If you have somebody in your home that's handy, you could do this yourself as well. And it was so inexpensive, I cannot even tell you. We also had the same company come in and install pull-out drawers in our bottom cabinets. I didn't like reaching down and not being able to access things. My husband's really tall, so he didn't like having to bend down. And we made that investment in our home not long after we moved in. And it has been one of our favorite things, modifications that we've done to the house. And again, we didn't spend a ton of money doing it. This was definitely a lot less expensive than the pull-out drawers, but still neither one was crazy expensive. And we've really felt like it upped our organization and function in our kitchen. I love decor in my home, but I also want things to be functional. So when I found these boxes that are not only beautiful, but also functional, I knew I had to utilize them in the living room. Again, with 2 kids, we have diapers and pacifiers that we always need to grab. I have diaper cream in here. The bottom one, I have a wipe container and diapers in there. But you could use this concept, you know, if you're gonna use it in your living room, you could put a TV remote in there, you could put coasters in there, things that you don't want to clutter up your home, but you want easy access and something like this. Don't underestimate the power of decorative functional storage. This might be one that you may or may not have considered, but organizing your refrigerator, and I'm saying that with broad strokes, but putting organizing tools that you might typically think of using in other places in your home in your fridge and freezer can really help to maximize the space that you have and make it much more functional. We have a fridge that is pretty deep, so if I didn't have the organizers that I have in it, I don't think I'd be able to take advantage of the space that it has or access things without taking out half of the fridge to reach behind things. So things like bins, especially ones that you can pull out. You can do the drawer concept, but I find bins work pretty well. You could use Lazy Susans in there. I love for deep freezers, adding some bins in there as well to help you to divide things, categorize. If you are interested in fridge and freezer organization, I have quite a few fridge and freezer organization videos. I have my upstairs fridge, I have my downstairs fridge, I have when we used to have a side-by-side fridge, I have it for my apartment. I have so many fridge and freezer videos. So if that's of interest to you, make sure you check out some of those. Again, I will leave links to those below. I have to share this hack and this gem. I have shared it before many of times on Instagram and sprinkled throughout other YouTube videos, but I just think it is such a great hack to sort and store all of your cords and cables. So what it is a photo organizer, and I've shared using photo organizers themselves, like the actual little photo organizers, and using them to organize things around your house. But keeping them in this large box, you can buy photo organizers a lot of times separately, but buying it in this box is a great deal. But it's also another great storage tool. And I have these all labeled with the different types of cords that I have, headphones, little mobile chargers, all of the tech stuff is all contained in here in one spot in my office. And so I want to recommend getting this large container and using it for cords and cables. But even if you want to use it for something else, I've seen people use it to actually sort photos, of course. If you have a child and you want to do one case for each year of their life or something, or again, just smaller knick-knacky things. If you have craft supplies and you want to organize them that way, it would be another great use for it. Possibilities are endless when it comes to photo organizers, but especially when you buy them with the big box and you can contain a large category of items. If you don't have a Backstock bin, I don't know what you're doing. I think I have one of these in every room of my house. It is just the best catch-all organizational solution for when you have extra items in your home and you don't have a good place to put it. I try not to have too much quote-unquote backstock of whatever it might be. But again, a lot of times organizing, you organize most of what you can and then you're left with this pile of extra stuff or stuff you don't know what to do with. Getting a Backstock bin is gonna be that great catch-all bin for you, and it's okay to have a miscellaneous bin or an extras bin or a Backstock bin like this. If it helps to create that organizational flow, I am all for it. This is probably not the best time to be showing this cart, but it's what made me think about sharing the concept or idea in this video, because I think it's time for me to update my rolling cart. And what I want to share is the concept of a rolling cart. If you don't have one of these in your home, you need to get one. They are so versatile when it comes to organizing. I think a lot of times when we have organizing projects, we buy something very specific for that purpose, and then our lives change. We get older, we have kids, our kids leave, we have a job, or we retire. Just our lives are always changing. So to get something that's very stagnant doesn't necessarily grow with us, where a rolling cart literally can roll from room to room to room. So wherever you put it, it doesn't need to stay there. And the way that you can organize the cart is so versatile. There are tons of organizers that I love to get for inside of the cart. They now have different things that you can hook on the edges of them. Again, I'll add some of my favorite rolling carts and rolling cart accessories to the description box, because you can add little pegboard things, little cups. They now have drawers that you can add to even add more space and storage to them. So the possibilities are just endless. Some of my favorite ideas are this nursing cart. We had a baby not that long ago, so I had all the diapers and extra wipes and swaddles and outfits and all of that stuff, and we're kind of growing out of that phase. But it would be great for an art cart, or if you want to work out at home but don't quite have the large workout space, or if you want to store a little bit of extra stuff in your kitchen or pantry. Again, endless possibilities with these rolling carts. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me for 10 more organizing ideas that you may not have considered. I am in my son's room right now just because I was thinking, I don't know if I had kids when I posted that last video. I might have been a brand new mom, and now that I have 2 kids and I've experienced a little bit, if you want to see one of these videos but with a spin on it that's focused on kids organization ideas, I would love to do one that's just focused on kids. So let me know in the comments below if that's of interest to you. If not, maybe you want to see a part 4 to this video. I would love to do that as well. Make sure you are subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Then I know to make more videos like this. But until next time, I will see you all later.